No one noticed the old man at first, and that was how he preferred it, sitting quietly on the hard wooden bench inside the bright, glass-walled showroom where polished floors reflected ceiling, lights like a mirror, and the air smelled of expensive cologne and fresh paper contracts. His back slightly bent, his hands resting on a worn cane that had seen more years than anyone in that building. His clothes clean but faded, and carefully yet unmistakably old-fashioned, as if he had stepped out of a time when respect was earned slowly and words were spoken softly. And while customers came and went, laughing loudly, flashing credit cards, and shaking hands with confident smiles, the old man simply waited, his calm eyes observing everything without judgment, until the sharp voice of the salesman cut through the room like a blade, loud, impatient, dripping with arrogance, complaining about wasted time and people who come just to look. And though the old man did not look up, the salesman's eyes locked onto him, narrowing with irritation, because in a place built on commissions and appearances, the old man looked like a problem, not a profit. And as the salesman approached, his polished shoes tapping sharply against the floor, he spoke with forced politeness at first, asking what the old man wanted, but the question carried no warmth, only mockery. And when the old man replied, in a gentle voice that he was waiting for someone and would not take long, the salesman scoffed, assuming the man was lying, assuming he was poor, assuming he was invisible, assumptions that would soon become the biggest mistake of his life. Because the salesman's frustration grew with every second, his ego bruised by a bad morning and a missed deal. And instead of walking away, he leaned closer, his words turning sharper, louder, attracting the attention of nearby customers, humiliating the old man in front of everyone, telling him this was not a place to loiter, that this was a business, not a shelter. And still the old man did not argue, did not raise his voice, only tightened his grip on the cane and said calmly that he would leave if asked respectfully. But respect was something the salesman had long forgotten, and in a shocking moment that seemed to slow time itself, the salesman raised his hand and slapped the old man across the face, the sound echoing through the showroom like a gunshot. Conversations stopping mid-sentence, heads turning, jaws dropping, the old man's glasses falling to the floor as his body swayed but did not fall. And for a brief second, there was absolute silence, the kind that makes your heart pound in your ears. And the salesman stood there breathing heavily, as if proud, as if he had just proven his dominance, while some customers looked away in discomfort and others whispered, unsure whether to intervene, because fear often disguises itself as indifference. And the old man slowly bent down, picked up his glasses with trembling fingers, wiped them carefully with a handkerchief, and placed them back on his face, his expression unchanged. Not angry, not afraid, just deeply disappointed. The kind of disappointment that carries decades of wisdom and pain. And he looked at the salesman and said quietly, "Son, you didn't have to do that." Words so soft yet so heavy that a few people felt a strange chill. But the salesman laughed, dismissing him, telling him to get out before security was called, unaware that security was already watching, unsure how to react, and unaware that several phones were recording, capturing the moment that would soon spread like wildfire. And as the old man slowly stood up, straightening his back with effort, he walked toward the exit, each step steady, dignified, refusing to show weakness. And just before he reached the door, he paused, turning back once, his eyes meeting the salesman's for a brief second, not with hatred, but with a calm certainty that made the salesman's smile falter. And then the old man left, disappearing into the bright sunlight outside. While inside the showroom, life awkwardly resumed, but something had shifted, an unease lingering in the air, because deep down everyone felt it, that what had just happened was not the end, but the beginning. And as the salesman brushed it off and returned to his desk, boasting loudly to hide the strange tightness in his chest, a luxury black car slowly pulled up outside, its engine humming with quiet power, and a driver stepped out, opening the rear door with respect, glancing toward the entrance waiting. And when the old man approached, the driver bowed his head slightly, addressing him with words that would soon change everything, though no one inside could hear them yet. And as the old man stepped into the car, his calm reflection visible in the tinted window, fate itself seemed to smile, because the slap that had humiliated him was about to expose truths, power, and consequences that no amount of money or arrogance could escape. And if this moment already made your heart race, remember this is only chapter 1, because what happens next will shock everyone, so stay with us. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more powerful, emotional stories that reveal how kindness, respect, and humility always have the final word.